Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie. Not sure if you could tell by my hair or my facial hair, but I have been on hiatus for the past 2 weeks because I was on vacation. I am back now and I'm ready to play catch up on the content that I have missed during my 2-week hiatus. So I'm back to bring you not necessarily the latest episode review, but the second to latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I believe was episode... Which one was this? 7, I think it was? Yes, episode 7 of season 3, What is Starfleet? Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up like I was on Star Trek Strange New Worlds by the 2 most recent episodes, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, what an interesting format to carry out an episode. This documentary type of storytelling they did, where we saw Ortegas' brother, the journalist, filming the crew during a rather dicey mission to aid a war-torn planet, which became kind of a rescue operation in helping a powerful but tragic creature meet its own predetermined end at its own request. And really opened up Ortegas' brother's eyes to what Starfleet really is and what it stands for. I like how Uhura called him out in the end there for trying to blame Starfleet for taking his sister from him, when in reality she chose Starfleet, and she's still very much a part of his life, no matter what he thinks about it or how he feels about Starfleet. But what I really liked about this episode was like the layout or the format of it, the first person perspective, and being interviewed with the camera face to face. You know, it was interesting to see our characters like that in that context. So we got to know them all a bit more on a bit personal and professional level too. I liked how, despite the change in format or the style of storytelling they chose to do, that it still felt like a classic Star Trek episode. Their storyline starts off one way and then it finishes off on something completely different or unrelated, with a little plot twist in the middle there. Turns out this creature, one side wanted to use as a super weapon, where the creature, who was quite sentient and sensible, had her own plans for herself of wanting to end her own existence, because it sounds like she had been used by a weapon by both warring parties of this planet for many years and just wanted a peaceful end for herself. And of course, the Enterprise, being the Enterprise, helped her do that while simultaneously still aiding the one side of the warring planet, the side that seems to be in favor of the Federation, and the other side seems to be supported by the Klingons. So that would explain why the Federation got involved. But overall, very entertaining, very good episode. Surprisingly more unemotional than I was expecting. Like, you could really feel the crew feel for this poor creature as she ended her life by flying into that sun and just simply disappearing or evaporating away. And even though it ended on the mission ended on a somber note, the episode ended on a rather happy note, showing a much more positive, happier side of Starfleet, or the crew in their R&R time or their downtime, enjoying themselves and each other, and supporting each other and being there for one another like a good crew always does. So I liked how it ended on a rather hopeful, positive note, despite the somber end to the mission itself. So, good episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. I'm looking forward to watching the next one. What did you guys think of this episode? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Star Trek Strange New Worlds drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have an awesome rest of your night, everyone. And of course, until next time, live long and prosper.